like in school, we always about percentages. Everything is based off 100%. So the pie, as you see it in here, it's a big old pie. And the main thing you need to know is, what's the lowest credit score we can get? 300. All right, 300 is the lowest credit score we get. And what is the highest credit score we get?
850.
Okay, 850. So 850 minus 300, how many points you have left? 550. So that's 550 points that you can earn, that you can control. So out of those 550 points, right? So the 550 points you control, these are how they control right here. So I got a pie called Kwame pie. You know what I'm saying? All right, and the P on the Kwame pie is for payment history. So payment history, if anybody has Credit Karma, you look at the payment history. If you got down in the corner on the very bottom right, the payment history is who you pay on time. If it's a credit card, student loan, or whatever, that's your payment history. So if you pay all your stuff on time, all the time, I don't care if you got one bill, that is 192.5 points. So if you pay all, you got one bill and pay it all the way on time, you got 492. So y'all doing good. Right? So just pay your bill. If you ain't got nothing, you probably got 0. If y'all scared, if you ain't borrowed a number from your mom and daddy and your cousin, they tell you no, you cuss them out, go cut the bank out. You need to get your own stuff. That's all I got to say. All right, the next is the utilization. The utilization is the whatever you utilize on your credit cards. And how many people are like credit cards? Like, so who has credit cards? All right, what's the proper percentage rate to get the maximum amount of points for credit cards? 30. 30. 7. Okay, that's good. Okay, we got George. She's looked at all these reports. She knows. So the proper percentage is between, if you got a $100 card, let's say $1,000 card, between 1 and 7%, that's the running balance you should have every month in order to get the maximum amount of points, which is 165. Most people say 30, but the people who have 800 above 850, they got between 1 and 7%. 0% is not good, because if you got 0%, it's just like you're not using credit. So y'all pay all my bills every month, but you don't even have no credit. You got to pay to play. That's how it end up going. So the utilization is the main thing. So if you don't have any credit cards, I mean, you can get secured cards, you can get 2 of them, and you get 2 secured cards, you keep the balance low, that's 165 points. I had a little college student today, I just looked at her credit this morning, she had like a 562 credit. The only thing she has is one student loan for $2,000 some. And they got a thing called the piggyback system. Like if parents, you got kids, you can add somebody on your credit. When you add them on, their history goes on yours. Your history goes on theirs. So if I get her one trade line, we sell trade lines also. If I get her one trade line, that'll make her score go up like 700. So a lot of y'all might have scores of like 500 points, and you might like, my credit bad. Now your credit ain't bad, you just don't understand it. So it can take $200 or $400 to change your life. So this is why you need to get the proper credit card utilization. But you know, y'all got my number on there. Y'all like my pen right here. It says, you know, it says, do you have big credit problems? See the credit guru, Derek Pickett, or call 678-592-1624. Now this pen right here. This pen right here. Now if you ain't got no big dreams, a big problem, don't use it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got big problems, you better get some big dreams to override it. Because somebody always gonna have some problems, but you gotta make your dream bigger than your problem. You know what I'm saying? Excuses are people who just don't want to do nothing. Because I tell my people all the time, I ain't trying to be funny. I had one of my friends, she in Baltimore, it was one of our friends out there from Baltimore, been legend. And she was like, oh, there go up, tired of the storm. I said, oh, girl, shut up. I said, somebody trade places with you. I said, I don't want to hear that. Because somebody want to trade places, somebody always doing worse. If you here moving around, and you got a chance, hey, it ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. So no matter what you're going through, no matter how low your credit is today, it ain't never too late for a comeback. Amen. The clock is still ticking. Amen. As long as the clock is still ticking, you got a chance to win. Amen. The next you want to have is the age of the credit. So the age of the credit is worth 82.5 points. Age of credit is how long you've had credit established. If you are 40 years old and your credit history is 1 year, you need to move out the house with your mom. That's all you been doing. That means you ain't been doing nothing. So we need some credit history. So credit history comes apart is anything you have on your credit. Most people go to college, so they have student loans. So that goes apart of good credit history. But the only thing about the credit history is that a student loan, and everybody has student loan, that student loans, if you get, they don't do like 30-day lates, they do like 60, 90, so it hits your credit real hard. So that history is good, but it's gonna make your credit score go down. It's gonna make it tank. So everybody needs history. So if you need some trade lines, we got trade lines to add your history. It's a magical number, like 12 years if you have a certain amount, between 8 to 12 years, that makes the FICO score jump. It's all about the algorithm and knowing what it is, but I can tell y'all later when y'all do a consultation with me or whatever. I'm definitely do it post or pre Dr. Hurt passing. I used to do free consultation. Now when people call me, I say you gotta pay $97 before I can talk to you. Because people who pay close attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you pay to get in here, you ain't gonna be on your cell phone. You wanna get something out of this thing.
Amen.
And you gonna eat one extra piece of chicken because it ain't free. You know what I'm saying? It's a buffet. That's what we got. I'm just saying, if you pay me a little bit more to you. So the next thing you got is the mixture. So everything in life is about a mixture. So mixture is, on the credit, is made of like two components. You got revolving credit, which is credit cards, which are, revolving credit is something that it's every month, it cycles, it's revolving, and all your payments are based off on what your payment amount is. All right? Installment history is something that's fixed. If you got a car and you got a $30,000 car over 5 years, fixed over that time, it will end up being like so much per month, that's installment. So you gotta have two credit cards, one installment to get those points of 55. And then inquiries are how many times you ask people for something. I had a guy, I tell a lot of people, and I don't even know if they go to church or not, but I pulled their credit, and they might have, I had a guy that said he had like 153 inquiries. And I said, man, so what? I said, well, you got a lot of faith, don't you? He said, yeah, why you say that? I said, you'll try something. You sure keep trying to get these stuff and you ain't got your credit ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what an inquiry is. You try something and you know that it's not, you don't have it. You crossing your hands and you hoping that he's supposed to give you something. But on my side of the thing, it's strategic. I know exactly what they're looking for, and then I go give it to them. So you come to me, you ain't gonna come to me and be like, oh, I think I'm gonna get this. If I got someone with Equifax for my TransUnion Experian clean, and I want to get my little surgery to get my tummy tuck, and I got 700 score on TransUnion, I got a 500 Equifax. I said, you can go and do that. Then I said, secret in the bank, they pull TransUnion. That's the power of the knowledge. You can go get your care credit card and pay that off or whatever. It still look good and feel good and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's what the power of that. And one thing about the credit scoring system, y'all need this. Because everything we do is based on your credit, from your insurance to get your lights on, gas, cell phone, life insurance rates, everything is based on credit. So I advise everyone to get their credit, like at least look on it and try and change your life. Educate your children on credit so they'll know, so they won't be blind to it. This whole world's about a system, and we weren't taught that. And once you get that system down, and it's going to feel strange because you've been just going with the system. You've just been following everybody on Facebook. You follow. But this is Take the Lead Conference. So I need y'all to lead y'all life. There's a lot of people out there think shopping, going to the movie, going to the park, but you decided to take your money and invest it in yourself so you can take the lead. So hope you can take something here and you can go educate somebody else. And info marketing. Everything Hurt told me, all my cursing, lesson, whatever, I just turn around and monetize it. Now I just charge it. And I'm saying, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. But take what you learn and pass it on to somebody else. Don't give nobody nothing free. Not even advice sometimes. I tell people all the time, I say if education was free, and all these people had student loans. $300,000-$400,000 student loans. Walk up on Alabama A&M somebody, I want some free education. They're going to say, we have a person over here in the, on the door, code 1 security, because we get somebody over here. Okay?
Crazy.
Don't be coming up in here trying to get that free because you can't go down there and you can't get it. And you can't even get in prison free. You gotta break the law. Get cold in the wintertime. You just can't do that guy get paid enough. No, you gotta break the you gotta pay the price. I'm just saying. Stop getting that stuff free. I had a lesson. I'm just telling y'all what I know. Because I'm 46, and I hope you learn before I get 46, because Tony was younger than me. And he used to tell me, I just don't want you to go through what I went through. That's what he used to tell me. And I used to sit there. And I used to listen. And listen. And I learned. And y'all always got to realize this. What I know is I don't know nothing. Even though Jessica that day, she 30-something, but I learned something today.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No matter what your age, you can learn from anybody. You got
Preach.
to be an open vessel.
Yes.
She told me that no matter what it is, sometimes you got to serve.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You got to serve sometimes. So, you know,
Humble.
even though you are charged sometimes, you still got to serve too. So don't think, I don't just go through life and I got to charge. But you ain't going to tell me who to give my blessings to. That's the difference. Oh, God sure going to bless me. Not on your watch. No, he didn't tell me that. No, I'm not going to give you. No, I'm not. Red Cross, y'all finna cross me. I got some company to get my money too. I'm not finna do that. I'm just letting y'all know. Listen to your heart. That's what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, one of my mottos is bet on you.
Yeah.
You got to bet on you, believe in you, and you got to trust in you and invest in you. One of the next things we got is this Big Pen is write the vision. I want y'all to write the vision and make it plain. One of the best things I did from when I went to my one-star resort, and I know Stephanie got tired of sending us, I got so much exposure behind the wall. I was getting moleskin folders and all that kind of stuff. I ain't know what moleskin was. I thought it was just a mold on your skin, that's all. But it was a nice upscale journal you could write in. And I'm saying, and I wrote to my journal while I was inside of there. And I gave Dr. Hurt a pen when we first came in, right? So like, you got to write the vision and you got to make it plain. And if you don't write it, it's going to happen two things in your mind. No disrespect to the women, but it's either going to be aborted or miscarried. You're going to lose. Because you got so much stuff feeding your mind, if you don't write it down, it ain't going to come to pass. You got to believe it when you can't see it.
Yes.
That's the thing, believe when you can't see it.
Yes.
All the young kids, I don't care where you at, it was somebody one day, LeBron James used to look at Michael Jordan. Tiger Woods, you should look at Arnold Palmer. Jesse Jackson, I don't know who you listen to, maybe Jesus, I don't know. You look at Jesus. But everybody had a leader that they can look at. I don't know. But you got to have something to write your vision, make it plain, right? So, but the serious part, though, that's like the craziest part in the world is that you got to write this stuff down. Man, you got to write it down. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. some of the craziest things happen when you write it down, just close the book, put it in your subconscious. Anybody ever saw, ooh, Soldier Boy, tell him. Soldier Boy, tell him. Y'all, everybody know that song? Back in the day, Soldier Boy? Yeah, Soldier Boy, tell him.
Yeah.
But when we first came out, we didn't like the song, right? Like, man, that's crazy. Oh, look, right there, Soldier Boy. What's a Soldier Boy? He was a boy, he been to the service, talking about he a soldier. Ain't no damn soldier. Man, I'm soldier on my rocker song. So he said he's a soldier. But he said, Soldier Boy, tell him. But what Soldier Boy did was he got it, and he kept repeating it. And then, eventually, he became a star, and everybody started following him. So my thing is that you got to write it down and keep repeating it to yourself. Keep writing it. Everything that you see every day, the news, they keep getting it over to you over and over again. Yep. What do you put in your brain about you?
Yes.
Or you just letting people put stuff in there about you?
Yes.
What are you doing? I mean, my wife was funny. We were talking this morning on the phone. I mean, because I listen to informational marketing. And I had a CD in the car. And, you know, I'm like, I'll be on the phone, talking, listening, all kind of, I'm just like OCD, you know what I mean, ACD, whatever it is. But I'm always doing all kind of stuff. But there was a CD in the car. I know she's going to get mad at me, but Lord, she should have came, baby, should have came. But I saw a CD in the car, and it said, sex. She's like, what the hell? My car so sex.
No, that's not what I said. Tell me what I said.
You said,
Since you telling it. Tell us what I said.
what is this CD? What's that sex about? Right?
Didn't I say, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, tell it right.
And I was just like, the average man. I said, I don't know. I'm like, Scooby-Doo, I don't know. I'm like, I got to angry incriminate myself. You know what I'm saying? But then we listened to the CD. But the thing is that the CD had a title on it to make it be catchy, to make you want to listen to it. So that's what you got to do with yourself. You got to create something. But I got in trouble with this man's CD right here, and it was just an old white man talking. And we were sitting there listening to stuff, and I learned a lot. But I learned it because it had a subconscious mind, had a subconscious put there. And you have to write something down that'll get your attention to make you want to believe in you.
Right.
So what are you telling yourself about you? Think big. Crazy deal happened. I mean, it's just out of the ordinary. But few people know. When I got out of college in 1996, I kind of got kicked into entrepreneurship. I started printing when I was in college, and I turned around and my dad told me, he said, "What? If you graduate, I'm gonna buy you a computer." Because I had to learn how to do a little computer work. I said, okay, cool. And as soon as I graduated, he come down here, got the accolades, I gave my degree. They gave my soul. They gave my degree. I done earned it. They gave it to him. He said, nah, you need to get a job, and you need to go and take care of your family. They go get $300. I said, what? Oh, no. Oh, no. So I was like, so that's how my entrepreneurship started.
Yeah.
I wanted to do what I wanted to do. It was hard and painful. I mean, I lost a lot of things, and bad credit, good credit. But the good thing about what I did, no matter what I went to, is that, like, sometimes in life, it'll show you, like, stability ain't about what job you got. I mean, I want you to, this is a sign still about the good credit.
Yes. Go with it.
But in January or December, the government shut down for 30-some days.
Yeah.
30-some days. I'm an entrepreneur. People have been working for the government for 20 years, 30 years, 36 days. Them folks was in the food line. They had a job for 20 years, but they didn't have good credit. And the common people, the business owners, had to tell them, come get some bread, eggs, milk to feed their families. But if they had good credit, they could have just ran that credit card. So don't sometimes look at people and say, well, I wish I had a government job. No, you better wish you had your real God. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes God, a lot of times, all the time, God has been doing your job. Because He's going to give you everything you printing business cards. And I was printing business cards, and I was like, okay, I like this. And I did some invitation for this lady. I went inside this salon. And I met this family, and they was like, yeah, we want some business cards. And I started doing business cards on paper. I met the whole family, and they used to always say, man, we got you started. We helped you. You always give us a good deal. And so last week, I ended up fixing the family credit. I fixed the dad credit. And I talked to one of the guys, he dates one of the girls. And he was like, yeah, man, you know they finna lose their house. I hadn't been in their house before. It's a big house, like a gorgeous house, like almost 4,500 square feet. And I was like, man, how they finna lose their house? I said, they just finna lose it. They gonna short sell it. I said, man, how far they behind? And they was like, they called, gave me the number. Like, oh, they gave me one number. He said, well, call the real estate agent. Call the real estate agent. He got 5,000 higher than what the real number is. So I said, man, that ain't right. She said, I ain't gonna do you like that. You just like family, you like family. So like within like 4 days, we done went in, and yesterday I'm scrambling around and I got kind of favors. And I remember when I was in college, my friend used to always say this thing about card sheets about buying houses. And over a year ago, when I was in prison, I wrote down that I wanted to buy real estate. And I ain't never know how I was gonna do my first deal. I didn't know. And I was like, you gotta have a lot of money, you gotta do it. And this week, literally, the deal, come out, these folks got a big house. But they was behind on the rent. These folks, I went and did the paperwork thing for 15 minutes, and they deeded the house over to me this week. So like they leaving the house in April, but I got a house that's like humongous, and the rent is cheaper than my commercial rent at my where I rent from. But God laid out a whole, like a business with like $100-something equity in my lap, and I ain't had to do nothing. Like,
Hallelujah.
I wrote it down. But it was for me. And I knew those people, and I had served those people and gave them business cards over 20-something years. And they gave me a house. I'm talking about, you walk me a house, this house is so beautiful, I'm talking about like, and I'm there, I'm like, how you do this? But I went back. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm probably Airbnb or something. I'm gonna do something because it's such a beautiful house. But I used to be writing stuff in my book, and I was like, how am I gonna get there, God? And I checked off another thing, and I was like, He did it. But you can't tell God how to do it. See, the problem is we want to tell God how to do it. Instead of saying, writing it down and let God figure it out.
Just keep praising.
So now, like, I got a property, I'm gonna be able to walk in and do whatever. And my grandma been having a property forever. She got her one little house worth $13,000. And everybody get locked up, she bought them out. Well, now I can be granddad and I can buy somebody out now. I got my first piece of property, but it was all through God. But the power is I wrote it down. And then no matter how big what you want, you got to write it down because it's a testimony to God. And only He can get the credit for it. Because that deal was orchestrated. Most people, I wanted so many people to show me the way, but I had fixed the dude credit, fixed his family credit. He said, man, if you look at it, you can have it. I said, now I got my first one. It's like when I wrote my first book. This is one Dr. Hurt. I tried to surprise my leader. I told him I want to write a book. He cut me out. He said, well, you put that garbage out. Make sure it's edited. I'm glad you left out. You edited it for me because you left it. But I wrote my first book when I got out of prison. 6 months later. But now I'm up to 5. And books ain't hard to write. But the harder part, you got to start.
Yes.
Everybody got a story.
Yes.
Every day, if you sit down and write down what happened in your life, that's a chapter. I don't care if the tie got flat, kid got spent out of school. Sorry, mom and dad get fighting. Whatever you want to do, it's a story.
Yes, Lord.
Don't tell your big dreams small-minded people.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Don't tell
Amen.
your big dreams
Small-minded.
small-minded people. Stop asking people for directions who ain't never been nowhere.
Say it again.
How you gonna ask me about going somewhere? I'm asking you about Myrtle Beach. And I ain't never been outside the backyard of Birmingham.
Crazy.
So we tell people who ain't never wanted nothing, they never tried to do nothing,
Yes.
what you want to do, and they be like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. So sometimes you have to keep it inside yourself. And you got to birth your own baby.
Yes.
It's your baby. Because everybody in here got a little kid inside of them that wanted to do something. And they told me you couldn't do it. Everybody got that one story. I want to do this, I want to become this. Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Listen to yourself. Tell yourself what you want to do. One thing about it, if you fail, they'll be right there waiting to preach it. If you go try something big and you fail, they'll be right there waiting on you. If you go to Hollywood and got to come back to Ellenwood, at least you went to Hollywood. I'm just saying. Because I'm tired of people thinking that you can't have nothing. Maybe because you don't want to try nothing. What you trying? Are you just doing the Momo challenge? Yeah, the Momo. Yeah, it's on the internet, the Momo challenge. But I want you to get Momo out of you. Y'all give me some Momo, what you gonna do? My partner called me yesterday. Man, my little soul was in there crying yesterday. He said, I slapped the mess out of him. You gonna be quiet? Oh, no, Dad, I saw the Momo challenge. I couldn't get it out of my head. He said, you better get it out. See, we all live the Momo challenge. Somebody tell us to do the freeze thing on Instagram. We all up doing that. That's that green bean, tomato, all that. Y'all doing that. But what you doing? Are you taking the lead? I want some leaders around me. Leaders. I probably got 10,000 followers. I might follow about 300. Leaders. Everybody here a leader. Everybody got something they do. I don't care if you frying chicken. Tim do bouncing house. Everybody got kids. They gonna bounce in that house. These people don't want to be with their kids. They drop off his attic. Don't come down. 10 out of 6 o'clock to be there. 5 to 9. They'll talk to him. And be like, oh, hush up, be quiet. I'm just saying. And a part of this process when we're going through a credit is you got to think that it can happen. The hardest part is believing that it can happen. And I tell people all the time, how long will it take to fix my credit? I said, as long as you believe. Man, how good are you? How good are you? What you do? I don't know, y'all, some of y'all might not be old enough, but I said, you know who Johnny? I said, you know who O.J. Simpson is? They was like, yeah. I said, I'm Johnny Carter. Just shut up, stand. I'm gonna get y'all. I'm just Johnny Carter the credit. If it don't fit, they gonna switch. There's a lot of people did a lot of crime in jail. But you gotta prove it without reasonable doubt that it's yours. The bureaus, they make mistakes. 100-some million people information data breach. If you make a mistake, you gotta pay for it. I'm sorry. But it's all about facts. And I'm gonna show y'all how to prove the facts. Last story I want to give you is what I found in my book today. This is my old book. This is a throwback. This is my first one. And got this lady on the front like she's frustrated. Frustrated. I think that line right here, this is black lady. Don't you start. I'm gonna come get you. But this is a story. It's a powerful story I saw one day. And it was on the wall, and I picked it up, and it kind of like reminded me of everybody. If you remember this, it'll always help you through life. It says your words are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great power in the words we utter. It has been said that words are so powerful that when repeated with emotion, they will bring us that what we are affirming. The following story demonstrates that what can happen when we use words in a discouraging manner, and what can happen when we turn a deaf ear to those words that could dash our dreams and goals. All right. Two frogs. A group of frogs were traveling in through the woods when two of them fell in the pit. And all the other frogs gathered around the pit. When they saw how deep the pit was, they told the two frogs that they were good as dead. You ever heard anybody tell you that? Oh, it's over. They're going to do 30 years. They gone. Oh, it's over. Oh, my God. I know they ain't going to never get out of that. The two frogs ignored the comments, and with all their might, they tried to jump out the pit. The other frogs kept telling them to stop jumping because they were good as dead. Girl, you might as well give up. It's over. It's over, man. Don't worry about it, man. You ain't got 3 people in that church. You might, don't go there. You ain't got 2 people in that daycare. You might as well shut that down. That's what they said. Finally, one of the frogs took heed to what they were saying and gave up. He fell down and died. The other frog continued to jump as hard as he could. Sound like a guru right there. Once again, the crowd of frogs yelled at him to stop the pain and just die. He jumped even harder, and finally made it out. When he got out, the other frogs said, "Did you not hear us?" The frog explained to them that he was deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the whole time. Our words can bring hope to others and to ourselves at times when we need hope. They can bring us encouragement when our courage is lacking. They can bring comfort when we are experiencing a difficult situation. I'm sure that you, like others, have memories of words uttered by others that continue to ring in the memory some decades later. Some of the words were flung without understanding that how they might impact us, for the good or to the detriment of our lives. Once spoken, words are like bullets released from a gun. They cannot be stopped, and their efforts may be devastatingly piercing. Words used in a responsible manner can be the life-enhancing, while words used in an irresponsible manner can be menacing or devastating. Which option do you utilize while communicating with others? So, my last word of the day is, what frog are you going to be? Are you going to listen, or are you going to ignore the naysayers? Because I remember Pastor Palmer, she said, a lot of these folks ain't signing up. But Derek, I know the Lord going to work, and we going to come through anyway. Called about a week later, her face, she said, yeah, we got about 50. I said, well, won't he do it? Yeah, I said, yes, it will. So we were worried. We got a little secret cover keep meeting. Oh, we're going to have to pay some money. No, God took care of that. So he took care of it. But I'm just saying, like, don't let people put stuff in your mind.
Yes.
Don't let them plan it.
Yes.
I hope y'all enjoyed everything I said today. Oh, yes. But the most important thing, I want you to never forget, you got to believe in you.
Yes.
You got to bet on you.
Yes.
You got to trust you.
Yes.
You got to know that you deserve whatever you want in life.